Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1415, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. In Greek mythology, for who did the Cyclops forge thunderbolts? Zeus. Which famous Swedish DJ's name memes the part of hell where the baddest sinners go to? Avicii. What position was first held by Steve Allen? Tonight Show host. What children's classic first chapter is titled Into the Primitive? The Call of the Wild. What name for the tailbone comes from its resemblance to a cuckoo's beak? Coccyx. After returning from death in the movie The Lord of the Rings, Gandalf the Grey's name changes to what? Gandalf the White. What year was the social giant Facebook founded? 2004. What is the northernmost capital city in Europe? Answer: Reykjavik, Iceland. It is also the northernmost capital of any sovereign state in the world. Who wrote the book The Prisoner of Zenda? Anthony Hope. Something that is toward the end or away from the center of the body can also be called what? Distal. Whose first hit single was titled Stubborn Kind of Fellow? Marvin Gaye's. In what country would you find the mouths of the Salween River? Myanmar. For which newspaper does Clark Kent work? Answer: The Daily Planet. In the U.S., the Horn of Plenty is a common symbol of which holiday? Thanksgiving. Author Margaret Atwood is a graduate of which Canadian university? University of Toronto. Which musician wrote the theme song for Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show? Answer: Paul Anka. The song earned him huge royalties. At the peak of the show's popularity, he took home $800,000 to $900,000 annually. What U.S. president was nicknamed Honest Abe? Abraham Lincoln. What city is home to the CN Tower? Toronto. Which is the densest planet in our solar system? Earth. What Canadian singer was married to Mutt Lange? Shania Twain. Which of Henry VIII's wives may never have slept with him? Anne of Cleves. When was the polka dot jersey first awarded at the Tour de France to the King of the Mountains? 1975. Which is the longest river in the United Kingdom? Severn. Which famous writer had a pet raven named Grip? Charles Dickens. Facebook was first limited to students at what university? Harvard. Japan has over 200 flavors of what popular candy? Kit Kat. Japan's flavors include strawberry, melon, matcha, soy sauce, corn, and green beans. Who teaches charms in Hogwarts? Professor Flitwick. What are the first names of the popular musical duo Hall & Oates? Daryl and John. What part of a wine bottle is the punt? The indentation in the base. What country was Indonesia a former colony of? The Netherlands. What is the name of the leading female singer in an opera? Prima donna. What candy does E.T. love? Reese's Pieces. In what ship's 1945 sinking were there as many as 80 sailors eaten by white-tip sharks? The USS Indianapolis. What do Las Vegas blackjack dealers stand on? 17. Which European city is regarded as the watchmaking capital of the world? Geneva. What play's full title includes a trivial comedy for serious people? Answer: The Importance of Being Earnest. What animal has the highest blood pressure? The giraffe. Who did Churchill call the American Carnot in World War II? General George Marshall. He was referring to French military engineer Lazare Carnot, a famed officer in the French Revolution. Who is Becky Thatcher's boyfriend? Tom Sawyer. This ancient attempt to transmute base metals into noble metals was called what? Alchemy. Disney's 2013 film Frozen was inspired by which fairy tale? The Snow Queen. Which country hosted the first Winter Olympic Games after World War II? Switzerland. A la crécie is a French cooking term that describes a dish that is made or is garnished with what? Carrots. What special power does the titular character possess in Matilda? Telekinesis. What was the last name of the family Seymour was stalking in the movie 1 Hour Photo? Yorkin? What is tripe on a menu? Stomach. Extending a joint beyond its normal anatomical position is called what? Hyperextension. What French wave director plays the UFO expert in Close Encounters of the Third Kind? François Truffaut. Anubis, the god of death, had the head of a what? Jackal. What nationality was composer Ludwig van Beethoven? German. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.